Okay. Hello viewers of Butv. You're welcome to yet another episode of the Busitema University Television. And today we are on the farm. We are with a third-year student of a Bachelor of Science in Education, Agriculture double main, and he has been demonstrating to us how certain things are done on the farm. It's very interesting here. And in our previous series, he was showing us how to start a nursery bed and how to manage a nursery bed and to set it up. And so today he's going to demonstrate to us further on what is done on the farm, specifically when it comes to nursery bed. We are having a bed here. It has been affected a little by the sun, but he's going to tell us more of how he has managed it and how he is able to meet such challenges when they come up. My name is Edison Masereka, who is going to be interviewing him and him taking us through his demonstrates to us how he does his things here. So I'll ask him to introduce himself more, and then he will right away start and show us how he does it on the farm. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the team of Butv TV. I am by the name of Dr. Philip, whereby this team has taken a visit to come and see how actually we are doing in this farm. And just like he has introduced, we started yesterday with the management, with the preparation of nursery bed, and today we are on the side of nursery bed management. So without wasting time, because we have little time to waste, straight away let us look at nursery bed management. One of the management of the nursery bed, but before I go in for the management, I have to say that after planting our seeds in the nursery, after the emergency or the germination of the seed, that is when we go in for nursery bed.
So how long, like these are tomatoes, how long, when you've just planted them, how long do they take to germinate?
7 days.
7 days, eh?
Yes.
What do you do there in the process? You keep watering and all that?
Yeah, that one is already even now management.
Okay.
Watering and doing other things that we shall look at. We will look into.
Okay.
Yes. So the first thing, it is after when the seed has germinated, we remove the mulches.
Oh yes, the mulch that you cover on top.
Yes.
Yes, to protect from the severe sun.
After removing the mulches, now we erect the shade. We put the shade.
A longer shade.
Yes.
An upper one.
Yes. Of which we did it yesterday.
Oh yes.
Erasing the shade. Now when we erase the shade, the importance of the shade is to prevent extreme sunshine from striking these young seedlings. Remember, they are very young.
Oh yes.
Now, after when we have provided the shade, we continue with other forms of management. That is already management. Now, the first thing that we always do on daily basis is watering.
Yeah? Oh yes.
We do watering very early in the morning and late in the evening. And it depends on the stages of the seedling. When it has grown, we are required to water, to reduce on the frequency of watering. And the idea is to subject it to harsh environmental conditions.
Oh yes.
Because where you are taking it to the garden, there will be no rain, like for 2 weeks and all that. So you subject them to that hardness.
It gets used.
So that is a management practice. The second one is, it is a weeding, of which you have seen here.
Oh yes.
We have some weeds here of different species. We cannot all explain their botanical names, but here are the weeds. You have to maintain, you have to maintain this seedling free of weeds to prevent the high rates of competition with the crop plants or with the seedlings. So, and in weeding, we need to consider after removing the weeds, you have also to carry out a bit of earthing up.
Oh yes.
Whereby this soil which are in between, you pile it near the root of the crops.
Oh yes.
The idea is when you pile it like this, the little water that you are spraying will be intact.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I get that.
So that is another management practice. Then the next one is spraying. We know for sure, just like human being, in some cases we fall sick. Yes. So it means we have to manage it. And managing it, we use chemicals.
Yes.
So also plant, they are affected by some diseases.
Oh, yes.
Originally in the soil here, there is some diseases which are there. So they just wait for the plant to be there. Then they begin showing up. So when we begin seeing sign of diseases, then we go in for spraying.
So how often now, like on the nursery, how often do you do that spraying? For how many times do you do the spraying here on the farm?
Thank you.
On the nursery.
Thank you. We have two system of spraying. One is preventive, to prevent the occurrence of diseases. Then another one, it is curative.
When the disease
yes,
has
when
happened.
the disease has happened, that is when you can actually spray it. But for our case, we have not yet seen the sign of diseases, but we are spraying it with preventive, to prevent the occurrence of diseases. So using our sprayer here, you just put your small chemical inside and you spray on that, just like he's doing it. Now after that we go for pricking out. Pricking out is a simple term in agriculture, which means where you see the seedling are crowded like this one, to avoid competition and make this crop, make this seedling grow very well, you remove some like this one, you pull it from that position to allow this one. Then where there are few seedlings, you put it there. You transplant it there like that. That is what we call pricking. Pricking out. And the next thing that we do is hardening off. Hardening off, just like I said, these seedlings, though they are very young, you need to subject them to harsh climatic conditions. You reduce the frequency of watering, that is hardening off. Like if you used to water twice in a day, you begin watering once in a day. And secondly, you may even reduce it further. You may begin watering twice. You may begin watering at the interval of 2 days. After 2 days, then you water again after another 2 days. That one you are hardening off. Then another one is also on shade. The shade which you have erected, you don't remove all of them at once.
You start by removing
some little. Yes, and now completely
you
remove it all. Just like you have seen here, we have hardened off. We have removed the shade completely, and that's why, although there is too much sunshine, our seedling is able to survive. Now, to add on, when we select our nursery bed in the area where there is shade, it will affect the growth of the nursery bed. And secondly, when you put too much shade on top of the nursery bed, will affect the growth of this seedling. And we have some of the few signs that we should know as people outside there. When seed has been raised under too much shade, when seedling has been raised under too much shade, one, it is the stem is always slender. The stem grow very slender because it is looking for sunshine. In the process called phototropism, they look for the direction of sunshine. The color of the leaves, it is not always green. It is pale yellow.
Now I'm seeing some a little bit of
like,
that color.
Yeah. This one, for our case, the reason is there is too much sunshine which is disturbing it. It is not getting enough nutrient because all this nutrient is absorbed through the water by the roots. So there is limited water here. That's why you are seeing that color. And the stem itself is also weak when you are raising your seedling under too much shade. Now the next one, it is the distance between the internode. If I'm to demonstrate, the distance between this one leaf to another is called internode. So this distance will be too long because the stem has overgrown.
Keep growing, looking for sunshine.
Yes. And that is some of the few symptoms that we...
When you have, you said it takes 7 days for them to start growing once you have just planted them. They take 7 days on there. So now that they have come up, how long do they take here before you can finally transplant them?
Yes, thank you so much. For the case of tomato, which is the seedling we are looking at today, it takes maximum of 4 weeks.
Okay, 4 weeks.
Depending on the management. If you have put enough fertilizer here, like maybe take, for example, rotten cow dung or this artificial fertilizer, they takes maximum of 3 weeks.
And when you're watering,
constantly,
morning and evening.
So
because watering is supposed to be done morning and evening.
And right now we are looking, we shall go straight into transplanting.
All right.
So we shall go straight into
love
transplanting.
to see that. So do you just pull it up? How do you transplant?
Yeah, thank you so much. Though that is a procedure already for transplanting, but we shall begin with it because we cannot see to where we are transplanting before. Now, this is our seedling. You cannot just pull it like this. Automatically, when you pull it like this, at time you may detach the roots, and that one will affect it from getting established. Yes. So what you do, you use what is called scooping.
But before scooping, we first need to water so that the soil is soft, so that they can come with some some
Yes.
soil. Yes.
That is enough.
Yes.
So the ground needs to be softened
Yes.
before you can.
And
uproot them.
before scooping, it should first take 30 minutes
Mm.
so that the water will first penetrate
Oh
down
yes,
the
I
soil.
get it.
So
Mm.
we only scoop only healthy seedling.
Oh yes.
Seedling which are ready
Mm.
for transplanting.
Mm.
So like this,
Mm.
make sure it come out with some soil.
All soil and roots.
Yes.
Mm.
So you make sure you scoop and you don't break
The roots.
roots,
Mm.
the tap roots.
Mm.
Yes.
That is enough.
So we can now
Can now go and plant the other side.
Kutosi, help us with the other sprayer. That is the only thing missing now. We can continue.
Wait, let him bring the sprayer first. Okay, so show us. Continue. So show us how it's done. How do
First wait.
uh-huh.
So,
Mm.
thank you again. We are in the side of transplanting. Now, with transplanting, it's just a process of transferring seeds from the nursery bed to the main garden. And the main garden in our term for agronomy, we call it the seed bed, where the seedling will be transplanted. So you begin by watering. You water.
To make it soft.
Yes. And now prepare it fully for transplanting. Now, after watering, you open the planting holes. But for our case here, we have started opening the planting hole before watering because of the dry spells which are in this area, so that we don't waste a lot of water. So we have started opening holes, then afterwards we are going. Now the next thing is scooping our seedlings, of which we have done before even we came here, and transplanting just like he's doing. So he's already transplanting.
you make sure you cover it very well.
Yes. After transplanting the seeds in the planting holes, you press just like he's doing. The idea of pressing is to make it fully get in touch with the soil.
Oh yes.
Because this one is having moisture. When the moisture get into the roots, automatically they will pick up very fast. And watering again. You water the transplanted seedlings after transplanting.
Okay.
Yes, you water it like this. You water it. You water it. So, because they are still very young, they need to get fully established. That is why you water. Besides watering, we have to spray.
Oh yes.
Immediately
after planting,
yes,
after transplanting them here, you spray.
You have to spray. Why do we spray? First, like the cutworms, crickets, they will come and cut this because these are still very young. Their tissues is very soft for them. They will come and cut the base of the seedlings. So you have to spray it with pesticide to discourage those pests from cutting your young transplanted seedling, just like he's doing. And we provide temporary shade. We provide temporary shade, and these shades, when we are providing, we put it in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we put these shades in the morning to prevent extreme sunshine.
Yes.
But late in the evening, you should come and remove it.
Wow.
Like right now, you should leave it like this.
That's a lot of work. If I have a very big garden, how do I
that
do
is
all those
exactly
things?
what you should be doing. You come and remove it so that this seedling should be in position to absorb moisture.
So you have to do that for all the
humidity
plants,
from
no matter how big the farm is.
Yes.
Wow.
That's why vegetable, you cannot begin a very big acre of land when you don't have labor.
Oh yes.
It requires a lot of labor. It is not like cereal like maize. It requires a lot of activities to be done.
Now, what about if like I put this thing also, I do this, will it have any effect on the crop?
Of course, it will have, because you need also, this thing is living, you need to allow adequate aeration.
Oh yes.
So that's why the idea is just to cover, to prevent the sunshine from striking it direct. But otherwise, you need to leave it open like this, because they have to respire and do other.
So, how long do you then take taking this critical care of them? How long does that take before they can now be left to mature on their own?
Thank you. For the case of the season, it depends on the season. Like when it is in raining season, you may even do it only 2 or 3. Okay. In most cases, 3 days. You will find the thing as established because there will be enough moisture in the ground. yes, the root would have started again establishing from down there. But if it is in the dry area, you need to do it even for a week.
Okay.
Because this water which you are continuously pouring down, it will evaporate. Then it will require you to protect it for some good days. That is what we can do. Now, for the case of transplanting, and it is over. Now, we need to go at management of our seed beds. This one is now our seed bed. This one is now our crop we have planted. We need to know how to manage this one right from the time we have transplanted up to the time of harvesting. So one of the things is we provide temporary shade just like we have provided here or there. Now after providing temporary shade, we provide what is called gap filling. Gap filling is immediately after transplanting, due to other unavoidable circumstances, others will die. Like for example, crickets or cutworm, they will come and cut the base of this young seedling. That one is already dead. You need to get another one and replace it there. That is gap filling. Now, the next thing is you need to cut out frequent or regular watering until you find they are fully established. Don't just leave them after transplanting. You continue watering until they are fully established. That is another management practices. You spray. You spray at certain intervals.
Then you mulch or?
Yeah, mulching we are coming into it. You spray.
Okay.
You spray to control the pest, the pesticide. And also spraying it is in two ways. Because we know we have pests and diseases. We spray against pests and we spray against diseases. And the most common diseases which affect vegetable is fungal diseases. You buy just fungicide. You can do you can buy preventive to stop any further occurrence of diseases from coming to attack your crops. Or after when it has now occurred, there is an outbreak, you go in for curative to control it. So that is with spraying. Now you mulch your crop just like this. So mulching, for our case, we shall only mulch the base where the seedlings are.
Okay.
Yes. And here when you mulch it like this, the advantages of mulching is it will help to retain this water which we have.
Oh yes.
It will help to retain the water. Now for it, when water is coming, like it is evaporating, the water will the water vapor will get trapped here. And also this very moisture, since it is there in the soil, the activities of microorganisms inside there will be enhanced, will be high, because they have to be at the recommended moisture for them to continue with their activities. This very mulch also, it acts as a source of organic manure, because after 1 month they will begin to decompose and they will add nutrient to the plant. That is the advantages of
Maybe to add on that, also mulching prevent the rain flush, of which it can those fungicides which are in the soil that might flush into the leaves of the plant. Also prevent.
Yes.
But
So,
if I may ask, isn't this mulch containing some maybe dangerous organisms that can eat the stem? How are you very sure that it is maybe safe? I don't know.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
In most cases, you know, like now these dry grasses, when you go to pick them, this living organism will go away. In most cases, thing which can be dangerous, it is just termite, of which when you see it, just spray, they will go away.
Okay.
Yes, that is it.
So the mulch has to be dry, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is not good to put the
wet one.
Yeah. Yes. Because they will call for more of those termites to come and destroy. Now the next thing is just pruning. Pruning, we have
when
seen.
it has grown now like this.
Yeah, this one we have demonstrated a crop which is at the stage for be pruned. Pruning is done in two major ways, particularly for tomato. One, you cut this upper.
That does not grow so tall,
yes,
eh?
you cut it. You cut the upper stem which is growing up to prevent further growth of the of the tomato. Now, this one is to allow the growth of the lateral branches, the branches to grow very many, because it's where the branches will come, where those fruit will begin to put up. But when they grow up, they will eliminate the branches. The number of branches will not be much. That is one. Then secondly, when the crop has matured, they have now beared fruits very many. you have to prevent
Remove.
wastage of nutrient to the leaves.
Oh,
So
yes.
you remove these
Extra
leaves, the
leaves.
downer one, you
Mm.
don't begin from up.
Okay, okay.
You begin from down,
Mm,
because you know that there's like now hole.
mm,
You remove those whole leaves
mm,
to allow the nutrient to be used by the fruits
mm,
only.
mm.
Those are the pruning
Mm.
techniques.
So all
we
of them
use.
have to be supported
Yes.
once they have
Yes.
matured like this.
Then the next one is staking, just like you have seen.
Mm, mm,
You have to, this is what we call staking.
mm,
Staking is just supporting the plant
mm, mm.
on some sticks or something which you have put. and
How
it is
tight?
up.
I'm saying is tying this. How tight should it be?
It should not be too tight,
Mm.
because these are living things.
Oh yes.
They may even expand, they will
Mm.
still grow and expand.
Mm.
And you need also to provide some gap for
Okay,
extension.
okay.
Yes.
Mm.
So you should not make it too tight.
Mm.
And just like you have seen, I've put a double sticks here
Mm.
for staking.
Mm.
At times the branches also this side will come.
Okay.
Eh?
Okay.
So you can
So you
also
have to
put
tie
it
them
there.
as
You
well.
have to prevent the fruits in getting in touch with the
With
ground.
the ground.
Because this ground here, just like it was explaining, when the rain comes, the splash of the rain will be containing fungal infection,
Okay.
which can cause diseases.
Mm.
Yes, so that is that. Now you go. You go to earthing up. Earthing up is just using your hoe.
Mm.
You have to put enough soil at the base of your
Plants.
crops
Mm.
or your plants.
Mm.
The idea is to make first of all enough water moisture to be accumulated in here. And also, since you have now collected this top soil to be packed here, it means there will be enough nutrients for the plant. Now the next one is weeding. Weeding, here we have just planted
Sure
and
there
it
are
is
no
free.
weeds.
Yes, you just control the weed. The moment you see like this, you have to make it free to avoid competition, because these very weeds, they compete with the plant for the growth factors and they transfer pests and diseases to your crops. Yes. Now, fertilizer. In our case, we are using this artificial fertilizer.
And what is that?
So this one, we pick a mixture of poultry droppings. We pick a mixture of poultry droppings, plus ash. This wood ash here, we mix them because wood ash is a lime, is a lime fertilizer, alkaline fertilizer. Then the poultry dropping, it is a urea, which is very good for vegetable growth, especially for bearing of the fruits. Yes, so those are the two organic fertilizer we have chosen. We have not gone in for this artificial one because it has a harmful effect to the soil. Yes, so it changes the pH. And the next one is harvesting, of which for our case we cannot harvest because it has not yet bared the fruits.
So once the fruits are there, you can
yes.
harvest. So how long does the whole process now take? After you have transplanted, how long do they take here before you can finally harvest?
For the case of tomato, it takes 80 days to 90 days, depending on the
90 days.
Depending on the species. No, depending on the variety.
So that's about 3 months.
Yes.
So if you plant tomatoes, you wait. By the time you put in the nursery bed, it takes about 3 months and a few weeks for them to finally reach harvesting time.
Yes.
I see.
So lastly, I want to talk about rotation, vegetable rotation. Now, if you're a vegetable farmer and you're growing vegetable, you need not to grow the same type of
every season.
Yes, you have to, because rotation is just a matter of changing different crops in the same piece of land seasonally. Because with the vegetable, you have to grow it seasonally. So the idea is this tomato can attract certain pests and diseases into this very land. But when you change another type of vegetable, because this one they belong to certain family. Well, like for the case of cabbages, we call it leafy vegetable because they bear the leaf. Cauliflower, cabbages, kuma, those ones, they are in the same family. But for the case of tomato, they belong in fruits vegetable. They bear fruits. We have tomato, we have okra, eggplant, those ones which bears the fruit. They're in the same family. The disease and the pests which attack them are more or less the same. Then we have roots vegetable like onions and so forth.
Carrots and those
yes, those ones are in the root vegetable. They have also have their separate diseases. Now those are the crops that you need to change. If this here you have grown tomato, Then next year you can go in for onion. Then the other year you can go in for cabbages. Then in the duration which you have planned, because with rotation you need to plan for that program, can be like a 3 cycle, 4 cycle, depending on this. So in most cases, farmer, they go in for a rotation which requires like 3 or 4 years. You plant different crops like tomato. You begin, in most cases when you're beginning, there is a certain principle which you follow during crop rotation. Heavy feeders, crop which requires a lot of nutrient, you begin with them first, like cabbages. You plant cabbage in the first season. And since cabbage, it is also the crop which grow on the surface of the plant, on the surface of the soil. Then next time you need to go in for tomato. Tomato, the roots go deeper. It means the nutrient which is down, tomato will be in position to feed on top. Now you are balancing the nutrient utilization which is there in the soil. Are you seeing now the idea of rotation and the benefits? Now next time you come and plant your legumes. Your legumes like beans, those are all under vegetable crop. We have French beans, those are vegetable. Now the idea of planting now is like legumes is to add nutrient, nitrogen, because they have the root nodules which can fix this nitrogen. And later in the subsequent, maybe in the 4th year, you can rest your land. You can make the land now to follow. And following is just you leave the land without cultivating. You allow this grass to come up, so that when they come up at certain moment, you know they will mature and they will begin to die, and automatically they will rot. And the following year you begin the program.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a very long process from the nursery bed, preparing it, and then planting the nursery bed, and then transplanting here, and up to the maturity stage. It's been such a long process. Thank you so much for having taken us through this, and I hope this knowledge will help the farmers out there in how best they can adopt some of these very good farming practices. Thank you so much. As Butv, it's been a pleasure hosting you, and we wish you the very best as you continue. Maybe you can educate more farmers and more people, so that they can get to know these skills. And our viewers, thank you so much for having followed this episode. Thank you so much for supporting us. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for all your support. Till next time, see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.